Indie games are great. There are so many. Today we're taking a look at this one. Moonlighter is an indie game starring Will, the son of two merchants. This game does what many people forget to do, shining a light upon the merchants. Moonlighter is an action RPG with roguelite elements that demonstrate two sides of the coin. The one side being an adventurer and the other side being a merchant. This game reveals the everyday routines of Will, an adventurous shopkeep trying to make a living, and also having the dream of becoming a hero. The game itself is such a lovely game. In 1 week I have already played over 30 hours in it. I'm here to tell you everything about this lovely game. As you already know, you are starring as Will, who runs the shop called the Moonlighter. In that shop you can sell the items you find in the dungeon. So you make quite a lot of money. So if you like money as much as me, I'm quite a greedy person, this game really suits your greedy needs. The items that you sell in the Moonlighter you can find in the dungeon. There are 3 ways to get items. One is from the pedestal room, the second one is from enemies, and the third one is from chests. Chests will rank from bronze, silver, gold to something I like to call majestic or mystery. The higher the quality of the chest, the higher the quality of the items. You will get more money from it. So chests are a really good source for items, but these items will have curses on it. With these curses you have 3 negative curses. One curse breaks an item. One curse makes it so the item can only be placed on the sides of your inventory, and one curse makes it so the item can only be placed in the bottom or top row of your inventory. With these negative curses you also have some positive curses. You have the curse that breaks a curse, a really good one when you want to sort your inventory. And you have the curse that sends things home. Again, a really good one when sorting your inventory. If you have some items you want to get rid of, you can use the merchant mirror to sell some items. I hope you don't really care about the price because you won't get that much, but still a good way to make a little bit of money and just to clear your inventory space. The hard part about this that it isn't really easy to get all the stuff because you will die a lot. And when you die, you lose all your stuff, well, the stuff that is in your bag. This has made me so mad for like 3 days straight, because every time I explored the dungeon, I spent an hour in there, I had a full bag, and then I just die and lose all the stuff. But luckily I fixed this problem. In Moonlighter you have familiars. Each dungeon has around 2 normal familiars and 1 slime familiar. And then there is the special familiar. That special familiar, that's the good one. That's the one you want to get. The special familiar is called Mimic. This pet has inventory spaces that you can fill whilst in a dungeon. And if you die you don't lose the items, making your trips to the dungeon so much more worthwhile. However, you don't get the mimic that fast, so it's kind of really hard to get one. To get one you need to kill at least 15 mimics before you get an egg. This egg will take up 1 inventory slot, so you need to keep it safe. I recommend carrying it in the 5 inventory slots on your body so you don't lose it when you die. When you return to the town he will simply be put in your farm. Here it will take up to 3 days to hatch the mimic, but after that you can use him all you want. But before we go too far into the town part, let's go back to the dungeons. In every dungeon you get a preview of the next dungeon. The Golem dungeon has 1 room of the Forest dungeon. The Forest dungeon has 1 room of the Desert dungeon. And the Desert dungeon has 1 room of the Tech dungeon. These rooms will always have a certain kind of enemy, since they don't want you to get all the items necessary for making the next weapon. Then the dungeons also have secret rooms. Nearly every room has a dark pit you can fall in. In most you get damaged and get sent back into the same room, but you get sent back in the beginning of the room, not from the place you fell in. A little pro tip is that you can use these pits to escape from more damage you're about to get from enemies. Anyways, there's actually a reason for these dark pits to be here. In some pits you find a white shimmering when entering the room. You need to look for that carefully. These shimmerings mean that there is a secret room. If you fall into a room like that, you get no fall damage, so it's an easy method to dodge an enemy. However, if you re-enter the room where the enemies were, the ones that were damaged now will have full health again. The ones you killed stay dead. Let's fall back into the pit. You have 4 kinds of mystery rooms. The pedestal room, the wave room, a room with fallen cards, and an empty room. I would like to call that a trick room, because it's empty. There's an empty chest there, it's empty. In the pedestal room you get to pick up a history book that will earn quite a lot of cash if you sell it. The wave room will give you chests with items. And I made a big mistake there, because you know how the chests go from bronze to silver to gold to majestic. Yeah, the wave room does that as well. Each time you fall in a wave of enemies, you get a better chest, and that chest goes up to majestic. I didn't know that, so I always had a bronze chest in that room. The fallen card room will, well, it's a fallen card. There's nothing to it, it's just a fallen card, and there are some items that fell out of it, so you can pick those up. But further, there's nothing to it. The empty chest room speaks for itself. These were the special rooms of the dungeon, now we just have normal rooms. If you can call these normal. Every dungeon has enemies themed to their dungeon, but it has one enemy that keeps coming back. The crawlers, yes, in every dungeon you have crawlers. They are adjusted to the dungeon, but they are still very annoying. Then the dungeons also have mini bosses and bosses. The dungeon chart says you have 4 floors, but I have seen only 3, so that's a bit weird. So far I have fought 3 bosses, and I know there are 5. I fought the Golem King, and I know I will murder this name, but I fought the Carnivorous Mutea and Naja. Naja was pretty easy. It was the 3rd boss, but yeah, pretty easy. But I have invested over 30 hours into this game and I still haven't finished it. In the Moonlighter you can sell stuff you got for various prices. You set the prices and adjust them by people's emotions. There are 4 emotions for selling items. As the first emotion you have the yay emotion. This means the customer bought something for a damn good price. Then you have the second emotion, the yay, I'm happy I bought this. The third emotion is the neutral, okay, I buy. Then you have the disappointed face, which means that the price is a bit too high and you need to lower it a bit. But the customer will still buy it, even though he is sad. Then you have the fourth emotion, the disgusted face. Or what I would like to call, oh my lord, this is way too expensive. This will cause the customer to leave. This sounds complex, but it really isn't. You have a book that will explain everything. These emotions weren't complex at all, but the game decided to have some complex emotions. There are 3 complex emotions. You have the top hat emotions, the hey I'm rich guy. This guy buys your items for a higher price than they would usually sell. Then you have the adventurers. These guys buy items that are only weapons or potions. They won't buy any other stuff. And then you have the thieves. And the thieves are a little bit different. The thieves have a little emotion that is just a black beanie with a black mask, etc. How a usual thief would look. This will mean the guy is there to steal stuff. The thief can steal from only 2 places. He can steal an item from your table, or you can steal cash from the cash register. You will see when he is about to rob you, since he will be looking around, he will be looking left or right. Sometimes it's possible to just stand near him so he won't do anything, or when he steals something you can just tackle him or her with the dodge button. What's even easier is that the character that does the thievery looks a lot like a shady person. These are the shady people you need to look out for. One is an assassin, you can talk to him in the town near the bulletin. One is a kid, and kids are never trustworthy. One is a woman with an eye patch. And one is a blonde guy. I think the blonde guy is from La Retailer. I'm not sure, I think he's from the bulletin board. Now the notebook comes into play. In the notebook you can view the prices from the items you have previously sold. And you can estimate a bit for how much you can sell your items by the price range the notebook gives you. In the town you have bulletin boards. In the bulletin board you can request jobs, or you can request upgrades for your own shop. You have 4 upgrades to the shop, you have upgrades to the cash register, you have upgrades to the sale box, you have upgrades to the chest in your bedroom, and you have upgrades for the bed in your bedroom, giving you more health. Then the shops you can request are Vulcan's Forge, the witch house where you can get your potions and enchantments. Then you have La Retailer, and you have the Hawker. La Retailer is a competing merchant shop, and you have the banker. Now the most beautiful thing about the game I find is not even the dungeon or not even the Moonlighter. No, it's in the town next to the bulletin board. Because next to the bulletin board you can talk to a thief. And it kind of makes sense because the thieves live also in the town you're in. You can talk to all the people, so not only thieves. And you can talk to the old man where you began the game with, but that old man is not in the town, he is near the dungeon area. So you can talk to him there, he will sit next to a campfire and he will answer all the questions you ask him. If you like this in the game and would like to see a lot more, please click here.